Here we go. Armed police drones are a nightmare reality about to come true. Now, how do you roll out police drones to control the population? Well, the first thing you do is you start the celebrity endorsements. Jodie Foster is much more comfortable having robots own guns. Jodie Foster said she would be much more comfortable having robots own a gun than an emotional human. So you have Jodie Foster, a celebrity, talking about robots having guns. Now, I am just your normal wage slave, just your normal debt slave. I'm not a celebrity, but I can see how they're going to control the population with police drones. So the first thing they do is they bring out the celebrities, okay? No, hold on a second. The first thing they do when they know they're going to use weaponized drones is outlaw you from having one. They're going to take it away from you. Okay, they're going to make sure you don't get the armed drone. Because let's say, for instance, you're trying to control somebody with a gun. If they don't have a gun, it's a lot easier. If you're trying to control somebody with a gun and they do have a gun, it's difficult. So you make sure when you have your armed drones that nobody else has their armed drones. Enacted into law in 2014, making operation of one of a weaponized drone a felony punishment by a prison term of up to 6 years or $10,000. So if you have a weaponized drone, it was banned in 2014. It's 2018 right now. So they've been banning them for years. They're banning you from having a weaponized drone. They're not banning a weaponized drone. They've actually been working on weaponized drones and making them. So they have a whole arsenal of weaponized drones. This one's a $131 million drone right here. And this one is actually made to monitor cell phone scanning mobile phone calls. Its main purpose is surveillance. So the most expensive drone they have in their arsenal is actually there for surveilling. So they have this one flying overhead, and they've got this one lower. So they've got the surveillance drone way up here in the sky, surveilling your whole area, and they've got this weaponized drone with a gun right over the top of you. They've already been ramping it up. The cops have already been getting drones, a bunch of drones. Okay? In 2017, they acquired more drones than in the past 3 years combined. So these guys are, look, this guy can't run, this guy can't run, this guy can't run. How's he going to catch you? How's this guy going to catch you? He's going to use a drone, and he's going to be endorsed by politicians. They're going to allow him to use a drone and use lethal force on you. So here's how it works now. You are with your buddies riding motorcycles in a parking lot. First of all, police drone catches bike gangs running amok. So you and your buddies riding bikes are now a bike gang. And you are running amok, meaning you went off the street. You're not on the street. You took the time to go off the street and go into a mobile home. What do you call it? Industrial park, and pop wheelies. And then what happens? The drone takes a picture of you. The drone takes a picture of you from the West Midland Police, right here, doing wheelies. And then, what do? Right now, they have to bring in the cops. These are undercover cops. But they have to bring in the cops to arrest you after witnessing you with the drone. And they keep the drone footage for evidence. Okay? But what's going to happen in the future is there ain't going to be a cop there. There's not going to be a cop there. There's going to be the drone there over the top of you that has a facial recognition system. Has There's other drones around. They're going to have license plate scanners. So it's not just going to be one drone. There's going to be several. First of all, they're not going to just deploy one drone. When's the last time you saw one cop entering into an area that's dangerous? They don't do it. So they're going to have 4 or 5 drones, some real cheap ones to just kind of surveil, and then they're going to have one that's armed or a couple that are armed. So the ones that are running around are going to have facial recognition. So they're going to know who you are already before they even arrest you or think about arresting you. Okay? And then this drone is going to tell you, Tommy White, this is the police department. Please get off the bike now. So they're going to shout you orders from this drone with speakers on it. And if you don't comply, well, they could violence you. And then what's going to happen is police aren't going to roll up in a car. The car is going to roll up. The automated car is going to roll up. The car is going to roll up. Okay? And it's going to be a police car with nobody in it. It's going to be an automated Google car. It's going to be an automated Uber car like those guys, right? And they're going to say, Mr. White, get in the vehicle now. And if you don't get in the vehicle, well, they've got your name. They've got where you're at. They've got your cell phone triangulation. You're not getting away. You're never getting away with anything ever again. Okay. And then you get in the automated police car and it takes you back to the police station. And then the police meet you. Then the police come out, or the police go, the car goes into a garage and the police come out into the secure garage and get you out of the car. Okay. Now in England, you can't have a gun. So these guys over here, there's no problem getting these guys in automated cars. In America, the guy could get out of the automated car with a gun. But, they might even have a metal scanner before you get in the car. Who knows? I mean, they'll solve that problem too, don't worry. But so you got the drone over the top of you with the armed thing and the facial recognition drones finding out who you are. And then this drone tells you to get in the car. And if you don't, who knows what they're going to do? They might have it just disperse tear gas. They might have it disperse a taser, shot. They might have it disperse rubber bullets. They might have it disperse something on you to get you in the car. Okay? But ultimately, they will be able to use lethal force. Now, there's a big problem with that, because when a cop uses lethal force with a drone, who's actually responsible? In other words, if a cop is out on a call and he shoots somebody, it seems to be his fault. But if a cop is flying a drone and he gets an order from somebody that says, tell the drone to shoot, he can say, I got an order from this guy. And then they can do an internal review and find out this guy did nothing wrong. Therefore, this guy's off the hook. And they can always say, no matter what happens, even if they're caught dead to rights, cold caught, 100% busted, killing somebody with a drone, they could say the drone malfunctioned. They could say the drone malfunctioned. And then what happens to your kid's dead? Your loved one's dead. And nobody will get held responsible, because when a drone malfunctions, who gets held responsible? Well, the company who made it. So you go back to the company who made it. The company who made it goes, we checked the drone. We've checked it out. We've had a third party check it out. There was nothing wrong with the drone. And the cop says the drone malfunctioned. Drone machine maker says the cop malfunctioned. You have a mistrial. Nobody gets found guilty. Your loved one is dead. And the police drones continue to reign supreme over you. Now, that's your future. That is your future, as a wage slave, as a debt slave, as a resource for these people to make money. What they're going to do is they're going to follow you with the drone. They're going to capture your picture. They're going to find out your identity with facial recognition. They're going to send out real heavy, big, armed drones. These are military drones right here. Advanced drones. So they can do anything with these drones. They're going to send out an armed drone. The armed drone is going to tell you to get into an automated police car. The automated police car is going to drive you back to the station where they're going to open up the garage, drive you into a secured area, and get you out of the police car and arrest you. And you're done. So now imagine armies of these drones, not just one or two, because you can have one guy on 5 drones. You can have one guy hovering some drones. You can have one guy, or the drones could be automated. They could be run with an algorithm off of the drone that he is controlling. In other words, he controls the drone in the middle, and then there's drones that are out to the side of it, like 5 of them that are powered off the brain of this drone. So they triangulate their position from this drone and just fly next to it. So there's a whole fleet of drones above you, controlled by one guy. Or they could have 20 guys in there controlling drones and not losing any of their personnel while you're getting killed on the street. Now, this is going to happen in, I think, 50 years tops. So in 50 years, if we don't stop this now, in 50 years, you're going to be completely controlled by drones, and there's going to be no accountability. Literally none. There's going to be no accountability. His boss is going to tell him to make the shot, and then his boss is going to be held accountable, and his boss is going to be found not guilty. Therefore, this guy's not guilty by default. And then, like I said, worst case scenario, drone malfunction. It's not my fault. Algorithm malfunction, not my fault. Think about Facebook. We're not suppressing your speech. No, we're not suppressing your speech. It was an algorithm mistake. It was an algorithm error. They've already said it hundreds of times in the tech industry. When they're doing something on purpose, they go, oh no, that was a algorithm mistake. That was a programming bug. There was a bug in the system. There was a bug in the system. So if there's a bug in this system, right? There's a bug in this system. There's a bug in this system and it shoots you. Who's going to be held responsible? Nobody. Nobody. None of these guys are going to be held responsible. So the police state's already here. We live in a police state. But the drone technology is insidious. And I mean seriously insidious. So welcome to your reality.